Love and light, friends and family. I'm Nina here with Mystic Healing and Tarot by Nina LLC, and I have an August new moon and expansion message for the collective. So I'm going to get right into this message. First, I want to thank you so much for allowing Spirit to guide you to me for this message. Also, I feel like it's very appropriate with the energy that is surrounding us to just take a moment to breathe, take a deep breath in, exhale, and hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, help a sister out, and let's get into this August message. So, if you're not aware, we are currently in 5 planets in retrograde, and I've noticed a trend. A lot of my clients who were born during these exact retrogrades are going through maybe like a midlife crisis. Well, what they perceive as a midlife crisis, but what is really going on is the universe, God, Spirit, Source is allowing us a time for growth, for expansion. And I really feel like this new moon that we are going to be having on the 8th during this Lionsgate portal is going to be very powerful for the people who are seeking healing, growth, and expansion, people who are seeking exposure. Okay, so I'm going to quickly go over the current retrogrades. I'm going to get into the cards that I pulled in my pre-shuffle, and then I'm going to get into the energy message for this new moon and energy that we are approaching. And I feel like we're already more than halfway through this year. And I feel like 2022 is going to be a year of victory for a lot of us. But this is the time where it's like, this is the hard work and where it pays off. So, like I said, we have 5 retrogrades. The first one being Jupiter retrograde. It started on June 20th and it will be going on until the 18th. So Jupiter is a planet of growth. It is a planet of expansion. It is a time for us to really focus on our inner growth and also build our own opportunities. So this is the time for the entrepreneurs to be birthed. Also with this, Jupiter is a planet of indulgence. So notice, like, if you have any vices, this is going to be a time where it's like you could be overindulging in those vices. If you're a spender, you're going to be overspending. If you're a drinker, you could possibly be over drinking, just because the energy is really intense, especially. Okay, so the other retrograde that we are in is Saturn, and that started on May 23rd, and it will be here till October 10th. 10-10. So with that off top, I already feel like that's going to bring a lot of completions to a lot of our bad patterns. Being that Saturn is a planet of discipline, it's a planet of hard work, but also it's a planet of delayed gratification. So I also feel like in this coming out of this October season, that there's going to be gratification where it has been delayed. Maybe certain things that you have been wanting or expecting haven't happened, and it's because there's been a want or you expecting something outside of yourself. Also with this Saturn retrograde, when we are in retrograde with Saturn, we tend to kind of be taking a vacation from reality, or at least trying to. And along with that, with the Neptune, which it's like the polar opposite. The polar opposite, Neptune, has been retrograde since June 25th and will be retrograde through December 1st. So Neptune is a very spiritual planet. It is about our dreams, our imaginations. When this went into retrograde, I feel like a lot of people started having very strange, out of pocket dreams. And I feel like, I know that anytime we have a dream in it and we remember it, or it sits with us, there's a message in it. The thing is that the message is often not as literal as we take it, okay? Also with this Neptune retrograde, Neptune makes it so there's no escape. With it being also the planet of our delusions, I feel like during this Neptune retrograde, it's really showing us who we are, showing us where we have been deluded. Also, it brings an energy of really being subdued. So know that along with that, like I said, the overindulgence with the Jupiter retrograde and the depression from the Neptune retrograde and the vacation from reality with the Saturn retrograde, this could be a time where it's like I feel like people could possibly be between self sabotaging, or overdoing it, or being too hard on ourselves. I don't know why when I just said that I heard somewhere between I wanted and I got it. Okay, I don't know who that applies to, but also we have the Pluto retrograde, which started April 27th, and it will be going on till the 6th. Pluto is a really deep retrograde. I noticed that it affects men more intensely. It's a planet of our secrets, our skeletons, of transformation, of death, rebirth, our truth. So with that, our sexuality, I feel like men could, I feel like because they are able, by our society, they kind of have to mask a lot of their emotions, so they could have a harder time with that. Also, know with this Pluto retrograde, it's about transformation, but it's also going to show you what you need to transform, what it is that you need to let go, so that you can be vindicated. So there's growth. There's a lot of expansion on the other side of Pluto retrogrades. If these triggers are taken within instead of focused outside. Okay. The other retrograde that we have, which is a big one, it started on July 15th and it will be going on until December 1st. It is Chiron. So Chiron is about how we heal ourselves. It's about our vulnerability, our deepest vulnerability. It's about our fears, our anxiety. So with that, it brings a lot of anxiety. But also this anxiety comes at a time where it's like make it or break it. And this is where we learn how to self-soothe, where we are not overindulging, where we are not leaning on our vices. It's like we have been open to a certain awareness, and it's like the way that we've been soothing is the only way that we have ever known to soothe. But this season is to show you a more productive way to self-soothe. Also, this season is going to call for us to face our biggest fears. Because when we do that, that is the solidification of our trust and faith in that higher source. Okay, so this is a really big time. I really don't feel like it should be taken lightly. I'm going to get into the cards that I pulled into the pre-shuffle. The first card that I pulled, first off, I've been seeing a lot of triple numbers. I've been seeing a lot of threes. I have been seeing a lot of fives. And I've been seeing a lot of ones and nines. So with nines, I know that 9 is a very spiritual number. It is aligned with Jupiter. It is aligned with Sagittarius energy. It is about our growth. It's about our wisdom. Okay? That inner knowing. So the frequency of allowance, first card I pulled, invites us to be open to whatever comes our way without judgment, without opinion, without fear, and without resistance. When we allow, the universe becomes our partner in the wondrous dance of existence and expansion. So this is about, this card I've been getting a lot for clients, because we often pray, we ask Spirit, we ask Source, we ask God, we ask the universe, whoever it is that you ask, we ask for certain things. And then oftentimes the way that it is presented to us, we send it to junk mail. And so there has to be an allowance as far as like, God gave us our free will. So you have to allow the universe to become your partner for the dance of expansion in order to flow with life, in order to be that person who is, favor isn't fair. You know what I'm saying? Who's very much highly favored. So, with this also, it's like, this is about heart chakra energy. So I feel like with this card, with this allowance, this is about trust, because it's like, this takes you back to your broken trust, why you don't allow people outside of you to help you or direct you. This has to do with courage, your solar plexus, as far as your willpower, your strength, your self-esteem, okay? and knowing that, like, without fear, even if you face challenges, knowing that these challenges are enhancements, these challenges are here to make you, not break you, okay? So this is about you allowing this co-creation with that higher source, okay? So this is really powerful energy, and I feel like with a lot of, especially with this overindulgence, especially with everything that's set up, some people could hit a rock bottom during this time. But 8 it's a very spiritual number. It's a number of overcoming its cycles. So I feel like people are going to be presented with this thing, and it's like, when you get tired of being tired, I feel like a lot of people are going to be tired of being tired. They're going to be tired of themselves, tired of their the stuff that they're able to keep tucked away, because you're not going to be able to keep these things tucked away, which is why we have this overindulgence, which is why we want to escape reality, which is why there's a need for us to transform, which is why there's a need for us to really allow ourselves to be vulnerable and to surrender to spirit, which brings me to the next card, which is dynamic. So dynamic, I really feel like it's a this and that, okay? It is that yin and that yang. So dynamic supports our ability to harmonize the layers and the aspects of different origin and frequency. It helps us to put together a reality that is made up of many different elements, both familiar and completely new, with ease, grace, and great joy. So when I got this dynamic card, I want you to know that this is about when we allow the allowance, when we allow spirit, when we surrender to spirit, to God's way, God's plan, right? There's a different dynamic that comes in. And there's a different perspective that comes in with this card, because I got so many downloads when I pulled this card. It showed me that there's people who have had jobs that maybe you thought were like piece of shit jobs, or been in situations where it was like you was really struggling. Remember I said you were being enhanced, you were being taught things, you were being shown how to be resilient. So this is about, I feel like, the dynamic of the spirit, the source, and then all of these elements, all of these ingredients that you have adapted throughout time, these little odd jobs and stuff that you've worked have been ingredients towards your greatness, okay? Nothing has been a waste of time. So when we step into this, when we speak on it, okay, when we believe it, there's a new dynamic. Okay, this is when spirit steps in. This is when spirit takes over. This is when things start to flow in a beautiful, graceful way. And this is not just about having moments of happiness. This is about having that peace and that joy. Okay, and this comes from the trust. Okay, the other card that I got finally was fertility. So with this card, I want you to know, yes, for some women this is a fertile time, because for some women, this could be people who have not believed in pregnancy being something that is possible for you. But also, people that are not even on that page, this is a fertile time this is a time to plant seeds for big things, for growth, for your cornucopia, for your harvest, okay? So this is a very beautiful card. It says, frequency invites us to be more open, more courageous, more creative, more joyful than we were before. It activates the potential for something beautiful to grow from our consciousness into a new and grander expression of ourselves. So I feel like this fertility, this dynamic is going to bring so much life. With this fertility, you know what I just heard? It brings generational wealth. It brings generational healing. Meaning that, like, the work and the stuff that you're putting in the season is going to solidify the fact that the children, the seeds coming into this bloodline, are going to be healed. They're going to be so elevated, okay? Oh, that was so beautiful. I just got chills. So, let me get into the moon cards that we have for this new moon. So, new moon in Taurus, prosperity lies ahead. So, I feel, like I said, it makes me feel like the sun. It's shedding light. It's shedding expansion. It's shedding growth. Prosperity lies ahead. And notice the green behind this, what is a Taurus? I don't know what animal that is, okay? I can't think. The bull? Yeah, okay? Notice the green behind that bull. I'm big on chakras. That green represents our heart chakra. So again, it brings us back to this allowance, that healing of the heart space, that healing of our trust, that healing of abandonment issues, okay? That healing of thinking that you were left out in the dark, or that God forgot about you, or that you weren't one of God's favorites. You were absolutely one of his favorites, okay? So with this new moon, a new start is coming. I really feel like, yes, new beginnings are coming, new businesses, new opportunities, new families, new outlooks, new perceptions, new everything, okay? It's new, all right? And all that was needed of you was the allowance of it. Because this new, these manifestations, these prayers, these dreams, these aren't things that have come out of the blue. These are things that you've been striving for years. For years. But you were so hurt that you couldn't allow spirit to gain that trust from you, to gain that belief in it's not happening to you, it's happening for you. Okay? That belief in I didn't bring you to it if I wouldn't have brought you through it. Okay? And so it's like when that happens, prosperity lies ahead. Okay? That cup runneth over, sweetie. All right? Let's see what else we got. New beginnings, new starts, new homes. Some people are going to be getting new homes. Okay? Also, new moon in Scorpio. So work through your fears. Like I said, a lot of us that are chosen ones or workers for God, we're going to be tested in a big way as far as like those one things where it's like, I said I would do everything but that. You might have to do that. And this is about to show you that or this was only going to make you greater. It was never going to break you. And so you have to understand that there's nothing that we should fear except, you know what I mean, where we are, staying where we are now, except stepping into the new. Fear not stepping into the new, okay? So face your fears and know that they're going to disappear, okay? You're going to see that, you know, that wasn't really anything. Actually, I feel more confident. The confidence, the strength, and all those things that you've been asking for and praying for come with you making the sacrifice, facing this fear, doing this one thing that makes you the most uncomfortable. Because it shows God that you're not out here trying to prove anybody but him that you believe in that higher source. You're not trying to impress anybody but God, that source. So this is something that has to be done, and it's like, you know this, it's been on your heart, but it's a matter of allowance, okay? So also, you need to know that with this new moon, full moon in Capricorn, the end of a tough cycle approaches. So with this, I feel like some people have been struggling, have maybe been in leadership roles, or maybe have expanded or evolved and have been struggling with it. And some of you have been struggling because you manifested the destination, but you didn't manifest the sustainability. But it's like this thing was yours anyway, so it's like you might have had to learn the hard way, but you still learned, okay? So now that the end of a tough cycle has approached, I feel like this season has really shown us who we are, in addition to showing us who other people are. Showing us our triggers, showing up, but the most important thing that we should take from this is what has been shown of us. It's too easy to focus on other people. You know what I mean? Because focusing on other people, trying to help other people, it's great. But if you don't put that oxygen mask on yourself first, like I say on the airplane, you can't give life or breath to anybody else outside of you. You know what I mean? So, also what you need to know here with this season, soul family. Call in your tribe. You don't have to do this alone. So I feel like with this season, with these hard times, with these losses is going to come gains. But these gains are going to be solid gains. These relationships, these friendships that have been lost are going to be replaced with something more solid, something more fitting, okay? Something tailor-made, okay? A kindred spirit. This isn't just speaking on relationships, but it is, okay? Also, you need to know with this Akasha, your guidance is divinely guided. What I want you to know with this is what I'm speaking on from the beginning. With this allowance and with this fertility and with this dynamic. This isn't just the dynamic with spirit. It's a dynamic with your ancestors, with those Akashic records. It's like all of the work and the the good karma and also the bad karma that your ancestors have placed you in, know that you have reached a place where it's like they are here for you. They're placing your soul tribe there for you. You are in alignment. Know that if you follow your intuition, you will not fail, because these steps are being guided by your bloodline, by your tribe, by spirit. This is y'all's path. Y'all, this is, you know what I'm saying? It's got your name on it. It's yours. Okay? And some of you guys never had anything that was just completely yours, or any one that was completely yours, but I really feel like you're stepping into things that feel solid, that you can put your name next to it and know that, you know what I mean? Like, it's not going to leave you. Okay? With this, I want you to know that people also with this anxiety, stop overthinking. You're already doing it. With the energy that's around us, we're doing the work, and we're feeling the work in such a way that we think we're not doing the work. Okay? And so as long as you are feeling, even if you're overindulging, it's because you are overstanding, overfeeling. Okay? So know that, keep facing, keep doing what you can do. Keep asking for help. Keep asking for guidance. Keep asking for that soul tribe, because they're going to be the comfort and love that you need. But keep facing that true north. And I've been telling everybody that true north is your north node, your life path, your destiny, what it is that you are here created for, to experience in this life. When you find that lane, everything flows. And if you pay attention in the season, the universe, God, spirit, whatever you want to call it, is showing you your lane. It's showing you your lane. And you have a choice to either get in your lane, stay in your lane, find your lane, whatever the case may be. Okay? But it's definitely showing it to us. So what's the healing and stuff that we need to know with this new moon? Complacency. So with this, I feel like some people feel stuck. Some people are mourning. Some people feel like, and I feel like with this stuck, you feel stuck physically, because emotionally and spiritually you are being taken and feeling so much. And it's not a time for you to move right now. Because look, I forgot. This says no. I didn't realize I pulled this. This is no. Postpone. Pause. Say no. So this is a time for nothing. This is a time for spirit, for understanding, for the instructions, okay? So understand with this complacency to really just be still, okay? Sometimes, and I feel like it's like it's like a bias, you know, it's like you want to do, but you can't. You can't, because spirit's not allowing your body to. So accept that. And allow the allowance as far as the process, as far as like you have to feel all of these things in order to get and be who you need to be to carry out this mission, this journey, okay? So understand that complacency. Look at the factors and the reasons, you know what I mean, why you are complacent. Look, look. This is despotence. So this is wanting growth with no action, okay? But this action, there's no action, because every time you ask for an intuitive download, nah, that don't sound right. That's what we say. No, because I don't, no, whatever. And it's like, we're so mad at our surroundings, but really we're mad at ourselves. Really, we are not allowing, okay? Also, there's an impatience because we're trying to push things before their time, or we are speaking on things to people before their time. And it's like, because you've been shown this vision, and it's great that you're excited about it, but also you have to understand that there's still confusion around it because you haven't accepted the full journey, the full exploration with this vision, okay? You just took the good stuff. And it took other stuff. The quest, the journey. It takes other stuff. It takes other experiences, other understandings in order to really be that person who is just shining in their path. That person who you like. You don't know why you're like that, but they just draw your attention. That person is in their place. Okay? But also, with this, what I just heard is like when you doing that, check it for them. Check your insecurities. Check your grounding, okay? Grounding. Being outside in earth is going to be really, really beneficial to us during this time, because a lot of us aren't grounded. A lot of us haven't received the love from our mother that we needed, that we were seeking, and you have to understand that the universe provides something for everything. So just because who you came from, you didn't receive it, it's still available to you. And for some of you, it's available from that vibration, just being barefoot in the grass, outside, outdoors, getting that vitamin D, getting that replenishment, okay? Dealing with your insecurities as far as knowing, like, hey, you doing that, I made myself secure. I felt better. So now I'm not seeking anything or anyone outside of me to give me that feeling. Because some of you guys, that's the problem. You're seeking something that's been in you the whole time, okay? So understand that, accept that. What I have here next? Baby. Enchantment. So when I feel this card, I feel like this is manifestations, this is prayers, this is spirit overtaking when we have surrendered. Okay, this is the magic and the beauty that comes from that quest, that journey. This is all about where that prosperity lies ahead. And even though there's confusion in this moment right now, you have to be confused, because if you knew everything, it wouldn't be special. It wouldn't be a miracle. This party wouldn't be a surprise if I told you about the party. If I sent you directions to the party, it wouldn't be a surprise, right? It has to come out of nowhere. And I feel like some of this is coming out of nowhere. And it's coming out of nowhere through freedom, through what might be experienced as a loss. What might be experienced as, like, you might get a message about something. Okay, but understand that this message, whatever, change your perception, it's freedom. Okay? It's your walking papers. This is telling you, hey, you don't have to do this. You could literally do that one thing that you wouldn't do because you was doing this. You could do whatever you want to do, because this energy, this season is fertile. It's fertile for whatever you want it to be. Okay? Let's see. Finally, compassion. This is a big one. Because with all of these triggers that we're experiencing, we have to know shadow work is big, especially during a Pluto retrograde. Sorry, I can't talk. I'll be excited and talking fast. But it's important when we are triggered to know that our triggers really don't have anything to do with us. It's something that Spirit uses our attention to get our attention about our own stuff. But also uses our integrity to be able to have compassion for someone in a moment when they're having a feeling that maybe other people don't understand and they don't know how to get out of. Okay? So there's a need for compassion, because there's a moment where you're going to need compassion. Okay? You're going to, and I feel like not only are you going to need the compassion, this act of having compassion, it gives you grace. Okay? Because your human self, your earthly self, could have completely sent this to junk mail as well. But you chose to give compassion, to give love, to give whatever grace to that person in that moment. And now it's going to grant yourself that exact grace that you were going to be needing or seeking now for moving forward, okay? So the lessons this new moon brings that we need to be aware of. Let's see what the lessons. Blame. It's a big one. I accept responsibility for my well-being. So when it comes to it, like I said, we've been shown ourselves, we've been triggered. And you know what I mean? If you choose to not be conscious or lucid, you'll think, dang, everybody is this and that. But it can't be everybody. So we have to take responsibility, whether this being moving you and doing something else, being around different people. But you are the captain of your own spirit, okay? So you are in charge. You teach people, or you allow people to treat you or do to you, or whatever you choose. You could allow the help or you cannot. But at the end of the day, you have to take accountability for whatever choices you make for moving forward, okay? And even know that even if your perception's off, oh, well, I thought it was going to be trash, so I didn't. Oh, well. That's where that belief and that trust. but an opportunity came when you asked for one. So you can't play the blame game because you have to take responsibility for your own well-being. Nobody else here is responsible for your happiness, for your health, for your none of that stuff. Okay? Excuse me. Empathy. Ooh, goes with this compassion. I'm open to seeing both sides of a situation. So for some of you guys, you've been complacent or whatever because you haven't allowed yourself to feel certain things. I'm open to seeing both sides of a situation. You've only seen your side of a situation. You only see from your view. Okay? And I just heard whatever it is that you're stepping into, it's called for somebody who is well-rounded. Somebody who's humbled. Somebody who could see both sides, who could have compassion and empathy to see both sides. Even if I could never be on that other side, I could see how you led up to this side. And I have empathy, you know what I'm saying? Because it's not my job to judge. Remember what that allowance was? There's a need for you to step up, okay? You know what I just heard? All of this is coming up to, it's like, and you are like, I'm not even in a position, but it's like at this point, you do have your oxygen mask on, okay? And it's like you so panicked, you know, like when you're in that moment of panic, you got it on now. So you're, but if you just stop and realize what's going on, you maybe can, once you get it on, offer some help and some empathy to other people who maybe, you know, maybe weren't in the same position that you were in. I don't know. Sidebar, but not a sidebar. I noticed this with myself. Like I try to check myself a lot. And so I try to see both sides of things. It's like whenever I'm like really feeling a certain type of way about somebody, like really judgmental, I'm like, how could this feeling or this experience play out in my life? Meaning, how could I be this person in another experience that I could be completely oblivious to? Because I'm sure I am. I'm human, right? So I feel like the empathy comes from that. Like sometimes people just, you know, in that moment they just need love or whatever it is that you can give or offer that doesn't take from the goal. You know what I'm saying? Allow yourself and allow spirit, because I feel like this is whatever this experience is. It could be coming with a trust, but it's also an allowance of spirit. But it's like this is something where it's like an even exchange. You might look like you giving out more, but actually you're walking away with more than you were sacrificing. I don't know who that applies to, if it's just one person in the situation, but just know shit's finna get real, okay? You've been preparing for this, okay? Let me pull, where am I, let me pull 3 animal spirits. Wait, let me pull 3 of these, and then I'm going to pull 3 animal spirits. So let's see. What do we need to know as far as what to do? Ooh! The 2 so far. Okay. Whew! No, prosperity and abundance. Look, she's sitting outside. Look, she's barefoot. What I say earlier. Okay? Pay attention to the nature, okay? Sometimes God be trying to get to us, and we be so surrounded by people and technology and all that other type of distractions that we can't allow spirit to really step in. We can't allow ourselves to pay attention to the insects. Because if you look up the spiritual meaning of all that stuff that you notice outside, a lot of that shit's the answer to the stuff you seeking. I'm just saying. The other thing, look, ground and center. Look, he's outside. Look, he's not barefoot, but he's in the grass. So with you guys, I feel like stargazing. Okay? Being outside and just, you know what I mean, allowing the energy from the night sky, whether it be the moon. For some of you guys, this could be daytime. Because I've been doing that a lot lately. Going outside and closing my eyes. Sometimes I try to open them, but you know, it's not, whatever. And right in direction of the sun. And it's almost like I get some juice from my charger. It's almost like getting some juice. It's like you get that immediate immediate energy. Okay? Also, with this, I want y'all to pay attention to cats. Because I feel like cats are going to be a big symbol, a big synchronicity, a big message. So look up either the type of cat, the spiritual meaning of the type of cat, or the color of cat. Also with this, I want you guys to know black cats ain't nothing evil. I want you to specifically know what I just heard is black cats are going to be your ancestors. So you really want to pay attention to when you see them, what were you thinking about, you know, in that moment, even if it's just them walking by to show you, hey baby, you're not alone, we're here. Okay, pay attention to that, to the cats. Also, damn, look, it's another damn cat. Look, gratitude and thanks. So taking time while you're outdoors to be grateful for the sun, the sky, the grass, the nourishment, for your shelter. Taking time to be grateful for the little things. Paying attention to the little things. That allowance, that awareness is going to be absolutely everything to you in this time if you allow it. Okay? If you allow it. Remember I said we have that choice, we have that free will. So I'm going to pull 3 animal spirits, and then I'm going to go. The animal spirits. New moon, who this? Ooh, look. So we got the seahorse. Watch and wait. So, fertility. With that fertility, you plant seeds, and then what? You watch and you wait. So this is a time to be planting seeds as far as whether these are things that you're speaking into existence, whether these are, you know what I'm saying, actual seeds you planted, working on, whatever this may be. But this is a time to be aware and patient and wait for the divine timing, wait for the divine process. Continue to stay grounded in your inner knowing of it's going to happen. Continue to stay patient in the process. Continue trusting. Continue being grateful for, you know what I mean, this time in the process. Because know that if the process is slowed down or delayed, there's something that is very important in this. Okay? You need this for that. All right? The other thing is the rabbit. Now is a lucky time. It's fertile. Now is the time that any dream that your heart makes can come true. A dream is a wish your heart makes. Yeah, this is that time that it could be lucky. Pay attention because you might be in an area where you see rabbits, where you see bunnies. But no, I feel like with this 49, you know, it makes me feel like this is about getting to stable ground. This is about that 4 representing that stability, that 9 representing that wisdom. Okay, and it's like those two coming together as a new dynamic. Okay, as a new force of energy, a new force of power, a new force of favor. Okay, remember what I said to begin with, favor ain't fair. Okay, so this is a season where you get your favor, and it's not from things that maybe you'll ever get credit from for anybody here on this earth. Okay, but the blessings that come from this work, okay, they're going to speak for themselves. And so until then, mind your business, drink your water, subscribe to this channel, like this video, comment if it resonates, and know that I'm sending you all the love and light, prayer, strength, and waiting for this expansion. All right? Thank you so much, y'all. God bless.